Hello, my name's Emery. I'm going to guide you through a 30-minute yoga class today. So let's come to our mats. Start up at the front of your mat. Set your feet parallel. Look down. Make sure the feet are nice and even. Wiggle the toes a little bit. Get grounded here. And then roll the shoulders back a few times. Up and back and down. And then take those shoulders back. Turn the palms forward to feel that roll back in the shoulders. And just take a moment to stand tall in Tadasana, mountain pose. And breathe. Deep breath in through the nose, out through the nose. Let's slowly get our bodies moving. Inhale, sweep the arms up. As you exhale, swan dive down, bending the knees. Let it be soft and gentle, folding toward the floor. Let your head drop heavy. And then bring the hands up to the shins, come halfway up, back parallel to the floor. Really lengthen out here, reach through the crown of the head. And then let the hands melt down the legs, fold down again. Bend the knees slightly, take the arms wide, come all the way back up, reach up high, look up high, bring your hands to your heart, exhale. Again, inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive down, let your fingertips brush the floor. So bend the knees as much as you need to. Head drops heavy. Come halfway up, pressing against the legs, reaching out through the top of your head, and then fold back down. Bend those knees again so you can get your hands down and step both feet back into a plank or a modified plank with the knees down, but nice and strong through the shoulders, shoulders over the wrists. Strong through your center, but keep breathing in and out through the nose. And then slow motion with control, lower all the way to the floor, so you're all the way down on your belly. And we're going to start to wake up the back muscles a little bit. So roll your shoulders back, lift your hands to hover, and try to peel your shoulders and your chest off the mat into a little baby cobra. Feel the back muscles working to lift you up. And then release to the floor. Try that again, no hands, just the back muscles, little baby cobra, and release down. One more time, baby cobra, but then this time go ahead and plant the hands and give a little extra push, and maybe come a little higher. See how it feels on your back, arching up, and release down. Curl your toes under, press your hips way back like you're headed towards child's pose. Sink the hips way back toward the heels. And then lift up our first down dog today. So let's take a little time here. Pedal out the feet. Bending one knee and then the other. Sinking one heel down and then the other. Lift both heels up high. And then let both heels be heavy. Now look forward, walk your feet up toward the front of the mat, fold over, drop your head. Just come halfway up, push against the shins, back flat, lengthen, exhale, fold. Arms wide, come all the way up, reach up, maybe a little back bend at the top to get right back down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen. Exhale, fold, hands down. Once again, walk back to plank. Feel free to drop the knees, make it a modified plank. As long as you have a nice straight line from your shoulders through your hips to your knees. And then we're going to go halfway to the floor and pause, chaturanga. So halfway down, chaturanga, and then come arching up. Find that arch in your back again. If you leave the thighs on the floor, we call that cobra. You slide forward just a little bit. Lift the knees and the thighs off the floor, it's up dog. And then drop the knees down if they're up, curl the toes under. Find that quick child's pose with the toes curled under. Push your bottom back toward your heels, but really reach the fingers forward. If you feel that stretch through the arms, your shoulders. And then lift all the way up, downward dog. Take some more time here. Pedal the feet. Loosening down the backs of the legs, as if you're trying to get one heel closer to the floor, and then the other. Take turns back and forth. Then lift both heels up high, just get those toes a little stretch, and let both heels be heavy. Looking forward, walk your feet up to the front of your mat, folding down, head is heavy. Halfway up, lengthen out, fold down again. Arms wide, come all the way up, reach up high, hands to your heart. Okay, getting the body warm just a little bit. Standing in your Tadasana pose, check those feet, hands to your heart, press your palms together, your sternum toward your thumbs, so you stay very tall and you don't catch yourself slouching forward. Inhale, sweep up, look up, little arch back, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen out. Exhale, fold. This time, just step your right foot back into a lunge and go ahead and drop the knee down for a moment. So we're in a low lunge. And then come sweeping up with the arms. Find a focal point. This looks simple, but can be a little challenging on your balance, can be a little wobbly. Interlace those fingers, flip your palms, and push your hands toward the ceiling. Really lengthen up, like you're getting longer from your rib cage up to the ceiling. Let the fingers part, big circle with the arms down and around behind. Try interlacing behind, and this time we're squeezing back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, reach the knuckles toward the floor behind the back. And sweep the arms up again. Take a deep breath. Let's add a little twist. Wrap your left arm behind your back. Take your right hand to the outside of your knee. Gently press against your knee to open the chest to the left, turning your head, peeking back over that left shoulder. So you're looking back behind you. Find a new focal point. Again, this one is a little deceptive. It looks simple, looks easy, pretty wobbly. But if you're feeling stable today, balance is pretty good, I'll add an extra challenge. Keep looking back over the left shoulder, but then you're gonna lift the left heel, the front heel, so that you're popped up onto the ball of that front foot. Scoop the lower belly in, but keep breathing, keep twisting, looking back over that left shoulder. Now put the foot down, unwind. Let's plant the hands down and find a little half splits. For me, I think walking the left foot forward a few inches, even if I end up off my mat a little bit, makes it work out a little better. Flex your foot and then pull your hips back as if you're trying to straighten that left leg, not that it has to straighten all the way. You can walk the hands back as you need. You can have as much bend as you need. Relax through your upper body, especially your face, your shoulders, your neck. Just fold over, almost like you're trying to get your nose to your knee. And hopefully feeling a nice stretch down the back of that left leg, in the hamstrings and the calf. Oh, I have a little friend today. And then bend the front knee again. Let's come back to our lunge. Lift the back knee, step back, down dog. Pedal the feet a few times here. Looking forward, walk it up to the front of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen up. Exhale to fold. Arms wide, come all the way up. Start to add a little more back bend. Press the hips forward, look up, arch back. Swan dive down. Inhale, halfway up, get long. Exhale, fold down. Hands to the mat. Step the left foot way back. Drop the knee so that we're in a low lunge. And come sweeping up with the arms. Pause here, find a focal point, and settle into a steady rhythm with your breath. In and out through the nose. Then interlace the fingers, flip the palms, and as you inhale, lengthen up higher, like you're lifting your ribs out of your hips. Let the fingers part, hands circle around behind, interlace. Squeeze the shoulders back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, stretching open across the front of the chest, across the collarbones. Reach the knuckles toward the floor. and let go. Arms up again. Let's take that twist. So this time, right hand goes behind the back, left hand goes to the outside of the knee, and then you're pushing against the knee ever so gently to twist. So you'll be looking back over your right shoulder, way back behind. Find a new focal point on that back wall or whatever's behind you. Scoop the lower belly in for stability, but keep breathing. And then to add that extra challenge, you're gonna lift the front heel. So you're popped up onto the ball of that front foot, the right foot. Now release the heel down, unwind, release your hands down, half splits. Again, I like to scoot the front foot forward a few inches before I go anywhere. It just lines me up a little better. Flex the foot, pull the hips back, fold over the right leg, close your eyes if it helps. Deepen your breath, slow it down. Imagine breathing into the back of that leg, breathing into those tight muscles, the hamstrings, maybe you feel it in your calf. And then bend the front knee, plant your hands, lift the back knee, step back, down dog. Take a breath here, let your head hang heavy. Let's get a little flow in. Come into plank. Remember, anytime we're in plank, the knees could be down, could be modified. We're going to go toward the floor. Try to pause about halfway, chaturanga. Then come scooping up, arching the back, cobra or up dog. And then curl the toes under, drive the hips up, right back to downward dog. Staying here this time, let's find a three-legged dog. Take your right leg up high behind you, like you're trying to reach the right toes up as high as you can. But at the same time, let the left heel be heavy, sinking toward the floor. Maybe roll that top ankle around, roll the right foot around a little bit, work out some pops and cracks in the ankle. And then look forward, take a giant step forward with your right foot, get it way up there by your right thumb. Coming back to a lunge, you can drop the knee like we did last time, or you can try it with the knee lifted this time, balanced on the ball of that back foot. Come up with the arms, find your focal point, breathe. If the knee is up, the heel is up. We're in crescent lunge. Interlace the fingers, flip your palms, lengthen from the ribs up, reach. Let the hands part, big circle around behind. Interlace, squeeze the shoulders back, knuckles toward the floor, heart forward. And then hands together at your heart. Let's twist a little different this time. We're going to bring that left elbow all the way across toward the right leg. If you're feeling wobbly, especially if the back knee is up, look down at your right big toe. If you feel pretty stable, look over to your right. If you're feeling solid today, you want to challenge your balance, try to look back behind you over that top shoulder. And then unwind, hands down on either side of the right foot. If the back knee is down, go ahead and lift it up. And then narrow your stance. Sneak that back foot about halfway up for pyramid pose. It's perfectly fine if you have a bend in the knees to reach the floor. At least your fingertips on the floor. And then just fold over the right leg. Let your head hang heavy. Another big hamstring stretch. Think about pushing the right glutes back and the left hip forward. Take a deep breath. Soften your face. Soften your shoulders. And then step the left foot up to meet the right foot, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Arms wide, come all the way up, add a little back bend, press the hips forward, heart high, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen up. Exhale, fold. Walk both feet back, find downward dog. Fingers wide, palms flat, neck is long. How about three-legged dog? Left leg up high, reaching the left toes high toward the ceiling, but also remember to let the right heel, the bottom heel, be heavy toward the floor. Maybe roll that top ankle loose. And then look forward, bend the left knee, take a giant step forward. Sometimes that foot doesn't take what you feel is a giant step, only makes it about halfway. No big deal. Grab the back of the heel and scoot that foot way up there. Try to get it up toward the front hand. This is where you can drop the knee like we did the first round, or option to keep the knee lifted. Either way, arms come sweeping up into crescent lunge. Remember, if the knee is lifted, the heel is lifted in the back. So you're balancing here. Take a deep breath. Find yourself a focal point. Interlace your fingers, flip your palms, get tall, get long through the upper body, but still lunging through the legs. Sweep the arms around, interlace behind, squeeze the shoulders back. Feel the shoulder blades squeezing tight, stretching open across the collarbones, the deltoids. And then press the palms together for a twist. Right elbow coming around toward that left leg. Remember, if you feel wobbly, looking at the floor tends to help. If you're feeling solid, look to the left. That will help bring you around into the twist. And if you're rock solid, try looking back over that top shoulder just to add a little challenge for your balance. And then unwind, hands down on either side of the left foot. Sneak the right foot about halfway up your mat. Narrow your stance in half. Ideally, you can get the right foot down flat now. The right toes are out at an angle. Fingertips are on the floor, either side of the left foot. It's okay if that left knee is bent. We do want to work on straightening the leg as much as we can without forcing or moving into any pain, but just to find that good stretch down the back of the leg. Let your head relax. Drop your head like you're trying to get your nose to your knee. Close your eyes if it helps. Should be a pretty good stretch down the back of the left leg, revisiting those hamstrings. Take a couple more breaths here. And then step the right foot up to meet the left foot, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen out. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up, reach up high, little arch back, right back down, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold, hands to the mat, walk yourself back, down dog. Let's take a flow, come into plank. Lower chest halfway, chaturanga, arch your back, cobra or up dog, and then press the hips up, down dog. Three-legged dog, right leg up high, look forward, bend the knee, big step forward. Option to drop the back knee to the floor or leave it up. Come up tall, crescent lunge. Back heel is lifted, you're balanced on the ball of that back foot. Interlace your fingers, flip your palms. From the hips down, sink low. From the ribs up, reach high. And then big circle around behind, interlace, squeeze the shoulders back. If the balance is there, maybe even arch back a little. Try to peek toward the ceiling. Can be pretty tricky. Hands to your heart. And let's twist. Left elbow across to the right leg. Find that focal point, whether it's the floor, the wall to your right, or back behind you over the right shoulder. Unwind, hands down, narrow your stance, pyramid pose. Fold over the right leg. Step the left foot all the way up next to the right foot, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, get long. Exhale, fold. Arms wide, come all the way up. Give it a little arch back at the top. Swan dive down. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold, walk back, down dog. Speaking of dog, let's take a flow. Come into plank. Halfway down, chaturanga. Come arching up, cobra up dog. Meet back and down dog. Three-legged dog. Left leg up high. Look forward, bend the knee, big step forward. Help the foot up there if you need to. Back knee can lower to the floor or stay lifted. Coming up tall with the arms, crescent lunge. Balanced on the ball of the back foot. Breathe. Interlace your fingers, flip your palms. From the ribs up, get taller. From the hips down, maybe sink a little lower. Bend into that front knee. The hands part and circle behind. Interlace. Squeeze your shoulders back. And if you're feeling balanced and solid, maybe even arch back. Try gazing up toward the ceiling. Let go, hands to your heart. Twist, right elbow, left leg. Unwind, pyramid pose. Narrow your stance, fold over that left leg. And then step right foot up to meet the left foot, forward fold. Inhale, push against your legs. Really lengthen like you're trying to grow yourself taller, 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 and then melt back down. Arms wide, come all the way up. Last time here, reach up as high as you can. Pause for an extra moment here. Really shift the hips forward. Arch back, gently fold down. Let your head hang heavy. Shake your head a little yes and no. Plant your hands. Walk back to down dog. One last flow. Inhale, plank. Halfway down, chaturanga. Arching up. And then back to down dog. Now let's come back to plank for a moment. Drop the right knee down. Turn the left foot flat there toward the back of your mat. Make sure you center the right hand under the shoulder. We're going to sweep the left arm up into a modified side plank. This first round, keeping it modified just to work on the stretch. Take the left arm out overhead and really reach like you're trying to get your left hand as far away from your left foot as possible, pressing the left hip and the left ribs toward the ceiling. Deep breath. And then switch. Left knee down, right foot flat, left hand under the shoulder, right arm up, a modified side plank, just getting a nice big side stretch. Reach out overhead and really lengthen out as long as you can, pressing those right ribs toward the ceiling. And then unwind, come down. Feel free to do the same variation again, or this time keep the knee up. So we're in a full side plank. Like before, take the top arm out overhead, reach, even arch the hips up a little bit. And then come down and switch, center the left hand, roll to the sides of your feet, right arm up, and then out overhead. And come back down to plank, drop the knees down. Let's have a quick moment in child's pose. Sink your hips back toward your heels. Let your head bow down. Maybe your forehead reaches the mat. If not, you can always stack your hands, create a pillow for your forehead to rest on. And just breathe. Let your body melt toward the floor. Nice and easy. Come rolling up. Swing the legs out front into a seated position. Maybe give the legs a little wobble. Shake them loose. Flex your feet like they're flat against the wall. Push your fingertips into the floor. Prop yourself up as tall as you can be. Roll the shoulders back, heart forward. Inhale, reach up a little bit taller. Lead with your heart, really hinge at the hips. Come forward and then down like you're trying to reach toward your feet. Inhale, look up toward the ceiling and see if you can arch your back just a bit. Imagine tipping the tailbone out behind you, sending the heart forward toward the toes, And then exhale, bow down. Let your neck soften, let your shoulders soften, but keep the legs strong. Keep the feet really flexing, like they're flat against a wall, or like you're trying to curl your toes back toward your head. And come rolling up. Now this time, point the toes. Take your hands to the floor slightly behind your back. I've got my fingers forward. If that's bothersome on your wrist, turn them out to the sides. Upward facing plank. So really lock the legs straight. Try to keep your body in a straight, solid line like plank, lifting up off the floor, looking up high. Shoulders are rolling back and down toward the floor. Breathe, a couple deep breaths here. Keep pushing the hips up, pushing the toes down toward the floor. Lift up. And come back to your seat. Scoot your bottom to about the middle of your mat. Ease down onto your back. Lying down flat here, arms by your sides. One more thing before we really wind down, a bridge pose. Heels close to your bottom, arms by your sides. Drive firm into your feet. Lift your hips up off the mat. Just keep pressing down, 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 firm with the feet. Think about lifting the hips up high, stretching open across the tops of the hips, where we spend a lot of time bent over because we spend so much time seated. The hip flexors get locked into a tightened position. Activate your glutes here. Squeeze the glutes, drive the hips a little higher. Think about reaching out through your knees. Take a deep breath. Let it out. Do it again. We're going to keep doing that. We're going to roll down very, very, very slow. Start to release yourself toward the floor a little at a time, nice and easy, until you're all the way back down. When you get all the way down, bring your knees in toward your body. Give them a little hug. Give yourself a little rock side to side. Maybe draw some circles with those knees. Push them away, splay them out wide, circle them back in, away, out wide, back in. Do that in the opposite direction. And then keep hold of the right knee only. Lengthen the left leg out, let it rest on the mat. Hold that right knee with your left hand so you can take your right arm out to a T. With your left hand, then gently guide your knee across your body into a twist, rolling your hips to the left. Try turning your head back to the right, getting that counter twist up there in the cervical spine. One more deep breath here. And then unwind. Take a moment to square your hips. You're not falling to the left. Switch legs. Left arm out long to a T. The right hand will guide the knee across, twisting the hips to the right. Turn your head to the left. Close your eyes. Take about 3 deep breaths. And then start to unwind. Square the hips and settle in for a moment of Shavasana. Traditionally, legs out long. If you find that's bothersome on your back, you can do it with your knees bent. Arms down by your sides. Roll your palms up and then feel that rotation continue to travel up the arms to the shoulders. Really get the shoulders to roll back and down into the floor. And then just relax, settle in. Close your eyes and take a few breaths here, giving yourself permission to just lie on the floor, literally. Do nothing for a moment. Let your body relax, restore. Soften the muscles on your face. Let the breath come and go. Feeling that wave of movement through your torso as you breathe. And if you have the time, I highly suggest you stay here for a few more minutes. Otherwise, start to wiggle and stretch just a little bit until you can ease yourself over to one side and gently roll up to sit. Sit up nice and tall. Take the arms out wide. Inhale, reach up, big breath. As you exhale, draw your shoulders down and back, lifting the heart and the head tall. Thanks for doing some yoga with me today. I'll see you next time. Namaste.